Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Safari Mack Returns to Africa. I'm Safari Mack, your guide and host, helping you make connections to the wild. Well, we're still here in the Okavango Delta, and we're still hanging out with one of the most dangerous animals in the region, the hippo, or known by the Latin name of Hippopotamus amphibius. Okay, this bull's telling me we need to get going, because if I don't, let's just say I need to increase my life insurance. Am I covered? Okay, thankfully I'm covered. Okay, so, before we begin though, if you're new to my channel, hit that like and subscribe button, check out my Facebook page for content on conservation, and if you have a question, or if there's an animal that you want me to do in the future, you just have to send me an email, which you will always find the link to down in my description below. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about the wild things. Despite being a semi-aquatic mammal, these guys do not actually swim. Instead, because of their bodies being so dense, they are actually walking in the water, whether it's in the shallow end or even at the bottom. They walk, and when they need to, they can easily push themselves from the bottom up to the surface to get themselves a nice fresh breath of air. Next wild thing. You know that awesome pose that they do, like this hippo is doing with his mouth? It looks like a yawn. I can tell you, he's starting to make me feel tired, but I can tell you right now that yawn, it's anything but. It's actually their speak for stay out of my territory or I'm gonna have to kill you or fight you to the death. This is actually a warning sign saying to stay out of their territory or to stay away from their offspring, because females will do this too. They do, like I said, hippos are aggressive animals and they do not seem to like each other that well. Finally, how many of you have ever been in the hot sun and you need to find a way to keep cool? Well, basically all life has to, and hippos are no exception. But of course, that flowing river or source of water, it may not always be available, or they have to find it. So what do they do to keep themselves cool in the baking sun? Well, hippos have a very special and unusual adaptation. So it looks like this hippo is sweating. He's not. He looks like he's bleeding. He's not. This is actually a kind of ointment that's called blood sweat. It's not really blood and it's not sweat, but it's an oily fluid secretion that covers their skin. In a way, it acts like sunscreen, even moisturizer, to keep themselves nice and cool as they continue their journey, either to find food at night or to find the next big piece of water to submerge themselves in again. Now, the problems and challenges that they face. It's not as bad as it is. I mean, they do face problems from us humans, but really, we need to be more careful, because these guys are, as I've mentioned already, and as it's been a proven fact time and time again, hippos are truly one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa. In fact, they are known to claim over 500 people a year. 500 people a year killed because of these animals. These are highly, I cannot stress this more than enough, highly aggressive animals. They will charge at anything. Cars, boats. In 2014, there was even a case where one hippo actually charged at a boat, a small boat, capsizing it and killing 13 people. They will often, sometimes where people live closely with wildlife, hippos will often sometimes raid village crop fields if opportunity presents itself, and hunters come into conflict with hippos, and often it's fatal for both the human and the hippo. Now, So now, of course, thankfully, the common hippo is not endangered, but is listed as vulnerable. Unlike their smaller cousin, the pygmy hippo, which is listed as endangered, they still need protection, and they are, right now for the common hippo, their numbers aren't too bad. If anything, in the past 10 years, they have dropped their population from 7% to at least maybe 20%. Of course, that's a big number, and we need to be a little more cautious of that. But I think the bigger question is, what do we do to stay safe from these animals, especially if we go on safari in beautiful Africa? For one, don't be foolish. Don't try and get too close to these animals. These guys will cut you in half. They will kill you. Alright, just stay away. If you should try to back away as much as possible. And of course, keep yourself calm. If you don't, it's just going to be a disaster. And of course, if you are being chased by a hippo, let's just say, and I hope that you won't, but let's just say that if you do, they say that your best option is actually to run zigzag so as to keep yourself safe from these guys. Well, I can certainly say that our time with the hippos is done, as it's time for them to head back down into the water to take a nice nap. And so thank you all for joining me while hanging out with Mr. Hippopotamus Amphibious, or as they're known in the Swahili language of Kiboko. But next week, I need you to join me as we investigate some monkey business going on with the baboons. But until next time, this is Safari Mack. I'll see you all out there.